It's a brand new day of the new year, and we are back with the special edition of Footcast Social. Hi, I'm Sunil Yashkalra, and today we bring you the legends of football back to back, taking our rapid fire questions of the fans.
What about India? What about India do you know of? Food, culture, or cricket? What do you know about India?
Yeah, first of all, I've many times been eating Indian food. I just can't remember what the recipes are called, the different dishes. But I actually love Indian food with curry, with the strong taste. And so I love that really much. I don't know so much about India itself. Of course, I've seen a lot of things in television. I really love to travel to India. I really love to come and coach a club or to deliver a workshop when my book is published. So because it just looks like a fantastic country. I don't know so much about cricket because cricket is not a big sport in Denmark. But again, I just love to visit India in the future and hope to come there with my throwing coaching workshops.
Andy Robertson or Trent Alexander-Arnold? Who's your favorite fullback?
You can probably guess my answer that I won't take any one in front of the other. I love them both. They're fantastic fullbacks, delivering so many assists, but also bringing in energy on their different ways to the team. So I love them both.
So, which is your favorite all-time number 7 jersey player, 8, 9, and 10? You want to at least pick 2 out of the 7, 8, 9, 10 all-time since the time you've grown up, you were growing up days?
Now, first of all, I'll choose Michael Lavrov from Denmark. I don't know if you can remember him. He played both for Barcelona and Real Madrid. His playing style was fantastic. And then again, I want to pick a Danish striker called Preben Elkjær. He was playing on the 80s national team in Denmark. He was like a striker who was just like going straight forward. So that's my favorite players. It might be a little bit boring to pick 2 Danes, but often when you're growing up, especially I saw them as a child and a teenager too. So I fell in love with their 2 really different playing styles there. So that's my 2 best players.
Number 10?
Yeah, number 10, I think Preben Elkjær he was number 10 too. So I'll take him. I'll take him.
Which is your best destination holiday place, considering you've traveled all across the world?
The Maldives.
What is your favorite city?
Rome.
When are you coming to India?
Good question. It's an ambition, not yet achieved. My wife and I, now that I work in America, my schedule is not quite as heavy. So I know this is quick fire, so I'll make it as quick fire as I can. But it is our ambition to visit India. We will definitely do it. Don't know when, but we're on our way.
Rooney or Zlatan?
Rooney.
Mountains or beach?
Mountains for me. If you were asking my wife, it would be very definitely beach.
Favorite food?
Favorite food? Italian food.
And what is the last dish you cooked yourself in US?
Right, now I'm ashamed. I'm not a good cook. I'm brilliant making a salad. Does that count?
One stuff that you still have from your childhood memories. What you have with you still?
From my childhood memories. Probably my first ever match ticket to go to York City to a first professional football match.
Are you a fan first or a commentator or a critic?
Commentator.
Do you like the Jose Mourinho kind of coaching or Southgate?
Southgate more than Mourinho in terms of the football, but I think Mourinho was a force of nature when he first came to Chelsea, and I loved dealing with him at that point. I think, unfortunately, the glamour and the glory has faded rather now.
Lovely. Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi. If you want me to expand on that, Messi, I think, can lift you from your seat in a way that Ronaldo can't, which is not to denigrate Ronaldo. Ronaldo is the most magnificent athlete and footballer, but Messi, to me, is just extra special.
Mbappe or Haaland?
Mbappe. I think he's got a broader range of skills.
Makelele or Kante?
Difficult one. Makelele, he was the original.
Yep. Sadio Mane or Mo Salah?
Oh, you're asking some difficult questions. I'm going to go Salah because of the weight of goals.
Lovely. The older German or the new German? Klopp versus Rangnick. Who's your favorite?
Klopp because of the charisma.
One question you've never been asked, you wish you were asked.
Why do television commentators talk so much? And the genesis of that is that I watch a lot of TV commentaries around the world, and I think quite a few people miss the point when they do it, in that they're just describing what you can see all the time. That's a radio commentary, not a TV commentary. I think a good TV commentator, you shouldn't be hearing them speak for a lot of the time, particularly at a big game where the crowd is doing its stuff. I think a lot of us are guilty of talking over the crowd too much, because the crowd is a big part of the occasion, and we shouldn't be obscuring what they're doing by waffling.
We will take crowd as fans in this context.
Yes.
One thing that you've done, which is as a fan, which is outlandish, which even your wife doesn't know. As a fan.
Goodness. As a fan. It's probably my superstitions. It's probably, if I'm watching my team, it'll be the fact that in the 32nd minute, I'll decide to stand on one leg or something silly like that. It's the little superstitions that I would never really share with anyone, but I think we all probably have them as fans when we watch our team, just to try and help our heroes on every so often.
Brilliant. One player you've seen privileged and you've seen him grow over the years.
Rooney would come into that category, because I remember being at his very first games as a 16-year-old, and then look what he grew into.
For you, which your best destination holiday place for you, Mr. King?
Bahamas.
Favorite city? Bahamas too?
Favorite city? I love London. I love my city.
Best football match you've ever watched as a fan?
Ooh. Shit, I can't think of that. Hey, you got me there. Can't think of that. Yeah, pass. No, I can't. Good game. Yeah, there was in the Premier League as a kid watching some of the games. There was Newcastle and Liverpool games. I think it finished 4-4. I think it was 4-3. I think Liverpool. John Barnes scored John Collymore scored the winner at the end. Yeah. And the two teams at that time were really competing, and I remember that game. It was a big game.
Good for fans. Favorite cuisine?
Favorite cuisine? I do love Indian. I do love an Indian dish for sure.
Lovely. What is the last thing you cooked in your kitchen?
Not toast.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. One thing you still have from your childhood, apart from memories?
One thing I still have, friends, same friends.
Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Oh, this I like some of the old gangster movies, like Scarface, Donnie Brasco, great movie, and Godfathers. I like that. I like these films. Yeah.
Lovely.
So,
Lovely. Last question. Who was your best roommate in the team, or your best mate in the last 20 years? Because we also saw one of your best mate describe your own goal when you were 14 years old in that video. Peter Crouch.
Crouchy, yeah. He's lying. He was, no, it's true. I totally forgot about that own goal. But yeah, me and Peter Crouch go back a long time. He since the age of 14, and he left the club and then come back to the club, and it was great to see him again. He's always been a good friend of mine.
Great. I don't know how to thank you more enough by just doing this. Hail the King. We want to see your crown. Which your best destination holiday place for you, Mr. King.
Bahamas.
Favorite city? Bahamas too?
Favorite city? I love London. I love my city.
Best football match you've ever watched as a fan? On to your first penalty. Which is your best holiday place in your diary?
In terms of places I've been, probably Australia, the Gold Coast, so much to do there in terms of whether it's diving out at the Great Barrier Reef, and certainly it was my first time when I went there many years ago in the country. So always about trying to see something a bit different.
Favorite city?
London has absolutely great variety and it's absolutely mesmerising. It's so busy, but I probably shouldn't choose a home country location. New York's always sort of similar to that as well. So much sort of excitement and energy around the place, and something always going on.
So, are you inspired by the Sting song, An Englishman in New York?
That does serve as it, as well as being the HQ of the company I'm working for as well.
Best football match ever that comes top of your mind, past?
For the pure drama, unpredictability, and sense of occasion, it has to be Manchester City and the way they won the Premier League in 2012, just because that story changed in moments where Manchester United thought they were winning the title at Sunderland, and obviously City completely transforming it with the Aguero's wondrous moment then, and because it also was more than just winning a title. If United had won a title, it would have just been yet another under Ferguson. This was a transformational moment for Manchester City, its fans, and the wave of emotion, and certainly one of those challenging ones as well, because you're just trying to, when writing it, put it all into complete context. If I was to also add one at the other end of the scale, if I was to add one at the, we're getting a lot of noise.
Is it better now?
Yeah, sure. If I was to add something memorable at the other end of the scale too, probably England's defeat to Iceland in Euro 2016 in Nice, just because it was a huge embarrassment, and it also had wider sort of ramifications around the team and discussion around the country and where England's place in Europe was, because it happened on the same weekend as the Brexit vote too. So it was a collision of political thinking and football thinking at times, even though they were not directly connected in any way.
Are you a fan or a critic or just a football lover?
Oh, absolutely. Loving the game, a fan, and always about separating the pure sporting joy from those more perhaps cynical, questioning moments that we have to do. And the thing is, while we are questioning the football leaders at times and really holding them to account at FIFA, that doesn't take away from the fact that we can enjoy the game and try to as well give a sense of it to the world, and reflect that. And important is not being too cynical in moments that are just uplifting at times.
Jose Mourinho or Gareth Southgate? Favorite?
Ooh, I'd have to say, in terms of Gareth Southgate, my dealings with him are absolutely memorable. He's a very decent person, very honourable, very engaging, very warm, very personable, and also has achieved great success by England standards on the national stage. And the fact is, he's still questioned over his tactics in big game occasions, whether it's the semi-final defeat to Croatia at the 2018 World Cup, or indeed the Euros final to Italy, which again they probably should have tried to completely run away with in the first half and didn't. But in terms of someone who is a great figure in the game and a really decent person who's managed to transform perceptions of England as a team on the pitch, off the pitch, as well as actually helping to give a new sense of the environment and culture around the England team that was much needed. Certainly I'd say Gareth Southgate.
One thing you have as a fan from your childhood, you still have it.
Match programs and absolutely still those, and tickets. Always those memorable things. And it'll be sad, a bit like for some had at the Euros actually, where tickets are only digital. And yes, we're in a world of NFTs, which I don't exactly buy into, but there's nothing like the physical, is there?
What's the count? Has it crossed a century mark, the tickets?
Oh, I've got many, absolutely many, particularly as well for my working career as well. Many passes, and it's that physical memory of the games, and it was something actually we had during some of the lockdown games in the Premier League, that there weren't always programs that we got.
Messi or Ronaldo, your favorite?
This is such a difficult one. I'm going to say Ronaldo because I've seen him a lot more and seen his rise, and also just his impact in some of those big game moments too, and the fact he's come back to Manchester United, willing to give it another chapter rather than thinking actually that was in the past too. I mean, yes, there's parts of their characters and personalities and that you could question on both of them, but a joy to have witnessed them obviously at the same time in the same era. But yeah, for me Ronaldo, but doesn't mean that he's the greatest of all time or even better than Messi.
Sadio Mane or Mo Salah?
Mo Salah in the sense of his proving people wrong. Obviously, it didn't work out at Chelsea. The fact going on to Liverpool and being such a significant figure, driving them towards their end of the title drought, ending the 30-year wait to win the championship, and then again this season as well, when perhaps even some doubts about his impact last season are there, perhaps benefiting from a summer off last year, and will really probably appreciate as much how much he's missed when he's away with Egypt to the African Cup of Nations too.
One question never been asked. You've asked a lot many questions, but one question that you've never been asked.
Oh, this is an absolutely challenging one. It could probably leave me thinking. I could say, God, this will get me thinking now as well. So often I'm asked in interviews what I think of people, what I think of. I think I was asked in one interview during the lockdown what I've learnt about myself during the first lockdown in England. That was always like one of the most challenging ones, live on radio, and certainly makes you start to think about yourself, and probably makes you just actually need to think about it. But probably one I'm not asked is actually questions that I might regret that I've asked in interviews or indeed press conference settings in any way. And certainly asking one manager what his targets were for January in the transfer window or something, if he was still in a job, was very badly phrased, and something that I certainly, it makes you think about the people behind the question that they're facing, and also just in terms of asking in the right tone. So I think the important thing is actually over the years to, to think about how you're asking questions, how you're doing the journalism, and not being, in any way against sort of rethinking how you might do things or challenge something again.
Hope you've enjoyed our special presentation of Footcast Social. This is Sunil Yashkalra signing off for NewsX on Footcast Social.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.